If you've ever felt completely buried under a mountain of PDFs, lost track of a crucial citation, or just stared blankly at a spreadsheet full of raw data, well, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we are diving into a really powerful explainer of Dr. Dirgaraj Joshi's brilliant framework. We're going to map out the essential digital skills every modern researcher needs to not just survive, but truly thrive.
Now, at first glance, the complete research cycle looks pretty dizzying. We have all these interconnected nodes, arrows looping back on themselves, and dozens of software names floating around. But hey, don't panic. We are going to break this intricate web down into a highly actionable step-by-step roadmap. This is literally your entire research lifecycle, totally visualized.
To make sense of it all, we're following a 6-step agenda right along the chronological progression of a project. 1. The digital research cycle. 2. Surfing quality literature. 3. Organizing your digital library. 4. Crunching the data. 5. Writing and AI tools. And finally, 6. Collaboration and communication.
All right, let's jump right into step 1, the digital research cycle.
So the absolutely crucial point here is that whether you are a brand new grad student or a seasoned academic with tenure, mastering these specific digital tools is simply no longer optional. It is the absolute foundation of your research life cycle. You know, the days of index cards and dusty library stacks are pretty much behind us. Today, your ability to navigate the digital realm directly dictates the quality and the speed of your research.
Moving right along to step 2, surfing quality literature.
Think back to your last literature review. It's incredibly easy to fall down a massive Wikipedia rabbit hole or just get lost in endless general searches, isn't it? Dr. Joshi's framework emphasizes a hard pivot here. You have got to stop randomly browsing the web and start deploying targeted academic searches. The internet is vast, sure, but only a tiny fraction of it is actual peer-reviewed, credible literature.
Unskilled researchers just kind of surf the chaotic waves of the internet, crossing their fingers and hoping to catch a good article by chance. But digitally skilled researchers, they navigate with immense purpose. They turn that wild, unpredictable web into a beautifully structured, heavily vetted online library. It's the fundamental difference between hoping you find something useful and knowing exactly where to dig.
To actually authenticate your literature and ensure top-tier quality, Dr. Joshi recommends relying heavily on specific academic engines and databases. Instead of general search tools, you should really be living in platforms like Scopus, SciImago, SSCI, Web of Science, Google Scholar, and PubMed. These are the gated communities of high-quality, verified research. If you aren't sourcing from here, your foundational literature might be standing on some pretty shaky ground.
Okay, step 3. Organizing your digital library.
Now that you have the sources, you absolutely need a digital brain. A citation manager is a specialized tool that does the heavy lifting of managing your references, so you just don't have to. Think of it as your own personal, highly organized digital librarian that works for you 24/7, keeping every single author, date, and publication perfectly sorted.
For this, Dr. Joshi highlights the true industry standards: Mendeley, EndNote, Zotero, and Citavi. Look, if you're currently formatting your bibliographies by hand at the end of a long writing session, you are wasting precious hours. These programs automate the entire process, letting you switch citation styles with just a single click.
But remember, true digital literacy isn't just about hitting the save button. It requires actively engaging with your digital library. You need to be highlighting text digitally, adding highly searchable notes, and using robust tagging systems within those managers. When you desperately need to find that one specific quote about methodology from 3 years ago, a good tagging system feels like absolute magic.
Let's move to step 4, crunching the data. This simple mental checklist will literally save your life during the data phase. Ready? First, you record your interviews or gather your numerical data. Second, you deploy software to transcribe and translate that raw input. And finally, third, you code and analyze it. Breaking it down into these 3 distinct digital steps stops the whole process from feeling so incredibly overwhelming. Using specialized digital transcription and translation tools takes all the manual drudgery out of converting your recorded interviews into workable text. In the past, researchers spent hundreds of hours typing out interviews by hand. Today, leveraging the right audio-to-text software frees up your time so you can actually think about what the data means, rather than just endlessly transcribing it. And when it is time to find the narrative hidden in those numbers or interview transcripts, you need robust data analysis software to do the mathematical and structural crunching. You just can't do this effectively with a calculator and a notepad anymore. You need systems perfectly designed to recognize complex patterns.
Dr. Joshi outlines some absolute essentials for this exact purpose. If you're dealing with quantitative numbers, you should be looking at SPSS, R, or JASP. Now, if you're working with qualitative themes, like interview transcripts or observational notes, you need software like Atlas TI or NVivo. Knowing exactly which tool fits your specific data type is just a fundamental digital skill.
All right, step 5, writing and AI tools.
It is definitely time we address the modern elephant in the room. Where does artificial intelligence actually fit into an authentic research process without compromising your academic integrity? It's a very fine line between utilizing a helpful tool and committing academic dishonesty, and it's a line every modern researcher has to figure out how to walk.
According to Dr. Joshi's framework, tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, and Perplexity are brilliant for exploring key concepts, summarizing really broad topics, and completely busting through the dreaded writer's block. The key takeaway here? Treat them as digital assistants rather than replacements for your own analysis. They can help you outline and brainstorm all day long, but the critical thinking absolutely must remain yours.
But hey, don't let the flashy AI distract you from mastering the absolute basics. Efficiently formatting your final document using standard word processor toolbars is a non-negotiable digital skill. We're talking about understanding styles, headers, page breaks, and automatic tables of contents. Because let's be real, a brilliantly researched paper will still get rejected if it's formatted like a mess.
And finally, step 6, collaboration and communication.
Your digital skills must extend to how you handle collaboration. This means knowing how to efficiently co-author documents in the cloud, professionally respond to peer reviewer comments online, and actively communicate your findings across global research networks like ResearchGate or academia.edu. Ultimately, this is exactly how you build your academic reputation.
Because, at the end of the day, mastering these connecting gears is not just about learning a cool new software shortcut. It's about totally removing the friction between your brilliant ideas and the global community. The tools are out there waiting for you. So the only question left is, what groundbreaking discovery are you going to use them to share with the world?